83 degrees, cloudy and humid. We're on Southwest 137th Avenue, also known as Tallahassee Road. No, we're on the 134th Avenue. I'm sorry, we're going to be switching to 137th Avenue soon. But this is 137th Avenue is known as Tallahassee Road. Also Speedway Boulevard, because it goes right next to the racetrack, and also known as Lindgren Road, a little bit further north from here. But this is 134th Avenue right now. Gotta get across this garbage truck. 61204. The one that usually services my neighborhood is 61267. It's been humid like I don't know what. You got a first front of the season stalled just north of us, and places like Orlando, Windermere, Central Florida having beautiful weather with the lows in the 50s and highs in the 60s and low humidity, and we're stuck with this. Hopefully it'll change soon. It's going to be a little bit of a rant today as we as you enjoy the scenery. If you don't want to hear me talk, you can just hit the mute button. But this weekend I was just browsing through the internet, taking it easy like retired old folks do, and I came across a vlog that's unrelated to this channel or anything. Well, kind of related to some of the contents of this channel, but it's unrelated to this channel. And it was somebody really tore it into Miami-Dade County bus operators. And they went on a rant. To give you folks a background, there's a lot of discussion online because they have some the bus network is going to be completely revamped. Some people think it's for the best. I myself, all my experience, I think it's for the far worst, but I'll keep those comments to myself on this video. But we're going to talk about something else. And this person, instead of talking about, the discussion was pretty lively about the changes that are coming up and what's good about it, what's bad about it. And then this person just posted a tremendous tirade against bus operators, what despicable human beings they are, and this and that. And I don't know what's wrong with that person. Apparently there's something big wrong with that person, but every job has their good and bad people, and you find it at the post office, you find it at the police. Any job you go, you're gonna have some people that are not very good at what they do, or some people are just downright nasty or bad attitude. Weird lane patterns they put in here. It says here south only, US 1 south only, maybe they meant. Alright. Very confusing. And like I said, driving a bus is not an easy job. I said it before, say it again. When I was as a supervisor, whenever I came across people like that, they just didn't like their job. They hated picking people up. They hated dealing with the public. We had some people like that, admittedly. I always told them, I says, listen, it's not worth to come to a job that you don't like, a job that affects you so much. Because you're going to be a miserable person. You're going to take it out on your family when you get home. You're not going to live a happy life knowing that you have to work at this job for the rest of your life or any prolonged period of time. That's you. Forget about the pay. Forget about the benefits. Get yourself another job where you're going to be happy at. Just get out. Because it's not... You're going to have your benefits, but you're going to be using your benefits because you're going to be a very ill person. It's going to kill you. Find something else to do. And sometimes people like that eventually get themselves into trouble, and they're either forced to resign or they get fired. I mean, when I was driving a bus, I dealt with a lot of difficult situations. Some of it I've told you all about it on this channel, earlier videos. Some of it I haven't yet. It's a difficult job, but I enjoyed it because for the most part, 90-some% of the people that get on your bus, they just pay their fare and they sit down and they're just going to a destination, whether it's work, whether it's home, whether it's shopping, and anything I can do for that person to make their ride as uneventful and as pleasant as possible, I did it. If you were short on your fare, I gave you a break. You didn't know where to go, give you some directions. I knew the whole system. If you have some kind of special need, I try to accommodate you. It made me feel good that my passengers were happy, you know. I had excellent braking skills. I give you a very, very smooth ride. You got a red light. Oh, there's a Rescue South. They've been really busy all day today. People are having strokes, mostly. I've been monitoring the channels today. But anyway, so I used to keep my driving as smooth as possible. Like I said, to make their rides as pleasant as possible. Get you from point A to point B. Sometimes you have equipment problems that you dealt with, and if the bus is still drove, if it was safe to drive it, I still operated it. Try to get it swapped out without having to lose any time and inconvenience people. And that's just the way I was. That's the way I try to tell people. That's what when I was a supervisor, I not only supervised, I mentored a lot of people. I try to tell them that most passengers that are on your bus, they don't give you any problems. Just because you had a problem with a passenger or two in the past, don't take it out on everybody else. Okay, I can go back. I'll give you an example. I will go back to 1986, and I'm working a Route S on Miami Beach. And the S still goes the whole length of Miami Beach in Miami-Dade County, all the way up to Aventura, and its terminus is the Aventura Mall. It's one of the heaviest lines in the county. A lot of workers depend on it. Tourists depend on it. It's going to be badly altered now when this new plan comes in, but we'll see what happens. It's going to cause a lot of inconvenience to a lot of people if this plan is implemented. But let's not get off the subject. It was 1986. I was 22 years old, and I was southbound. The Alton Road area was mostly residential. I picked up a lot of hotel workers. It was on a weekend. I don't know if it was Saturday, Sunday, but it was a weekend. I remember that. And I picked up a lot of hotel workers. I had a full standing load. I was happy because the bus I was driving, for those of us who are bus nuts, was a flexible new look. Flex new look. And although it didn't have power steering, they were kind of easy to steer compared to some of the other makes. And they had this wonderful ride. And they were fast. And the AC was cold. And they always had AC, because those buses, I think, were the first ones we purchased with sealed windows. So they had to maintain the AC, and the AC was very cold. And it was just a pleasure driving those buses. When I started, there was only 30 of them left, of the Flex New Looks. So when you're driving with a standing load, and when we got elderly people on the bus, back at that time of the Miami Beach, South Beach, had a lot of elderly folks, you tend to drive in a different mode. You're very careful. And I was approaching a bus stop. I was stopping at just every bus stop, but I was approaching a bus stop, and there was nobody at the bus stop. Nobody rang the bell. As soon as I passed the stop, ding, 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 they rang the bell. And what you don't do is you don't hit those brakes, try to stop at that stop, because people are going to fall. And then you're going to be charged with an onboard accident. So what you're trained to do, what they tell you to do, is you go on to the next bus stop. Apologize if you have to, but safety first. So this lady, this old lady, she started yelling at me, real nasty. I mean, profanity, racist, whatever. It doesn't bother me. Whatever you call me doesn't bother me. Words don't bother me. You're the one with the problem. You're the one with hating your heart, not me. So it called me all kind of stuff, and I pulled over to the next stop. I made sure I curbed the bus. She went to get off the bus, and she spit at me. I mean, she let out this nasty, wet spit that hit me right across the front of my face. And this rage that I got inside of me was just to stand up and beat the crap out of her. Luckily for me, and people who have been spit in the face know what kind of rage I'm talking about. Luckily for me, that people that were on the bus, the people I told you about, that were working on the hotels and all that, had big load, because I guess it was around the time a lot of people, the shift changed, a lot of people got off. These ladies they held me down, they cleaned me up, they cussed that lady out. People got off the bus to cuss her out, okay? They cleaned me up. I mean, I even smelled good after they did what they did, and they calmed me down. By the way, that's the Homestead Speedway, home of NASCAR. On the left. NASCAR's coming soon too, I hear. This camera's getting hot. I hope it doesn't shut down on me, but if it does, I got a backup camera. I'm filming with camera A, by the way. Camera B is right here, ready to back up. Oh, they're getting ready for NASCAR, right? So they held me down, and they calmed me down, and I finished the rest of the shift. And I try not to look at it, how that old biatch did to me, not concentrate on that, but concentrate on the kindness of the people that they cleaned me up and gave me so many encouraging words and helped me out. And I'm not gonna let one person change my outlook or my take on the rest of the passengers that I picked up that day or in my career. So I tell people to just, like I say sometimes at the end of the video, look at the glass as half full or not half empty, because if you look at it half empty, you're going to be miserable for the rest of your life. And life's a mystery as it is. Now, if anybody, we got to cut it short here now. If anybody works for Amazon or knows anything about Amazon, what's going on? This is to my left there. We just passed a huge Amazon facility that's been there for quite a while, and they haven't opened yet. And for those of you who watch the videos on my channel, there's another one in the Homestead base area that's 2 to 3 times as large as that one, and it's been completed for a good year now, and it hasn't opened yet. Is it a logistic thing or an equipment thing, or why do these places take so long to open after they're constructed? I mean, there has to be a reason. So just curious if y'all can help me out with that. But yeah, going back to bus operators, I tell people that sometimes you encounter one who's not very pleasant. Maybe he has something in the past that makes him feel that way. He don't know how to get over it. He or she, they don't know how to get over it. Not everybody's like that. The great majority that I work with, the great majority, are real pleasant people and treated their passengers real nice, and they had, their safety was safety first. I know through the years some people become bitter because I guess they're expecting all their passengers to treat them well. No, you got some people, you don't know who's on your bus and what kind of trouble they have, and or what's in their mind, or what kind of hatred they have in their heart. Everybody that came in, I would say, good morning, good afternoon. They say something back, they said something back, and they didn't, they didn't. In fact, that old lady we're talking about, the reason she got me so good in the face was because I was facing her when she was getting off to tell her to have a good day. She caught me about. She showered me with spit, with saliva. Nasty, nasty, nasty woman. But it didn't change my outlook, and it didn't break me. And for you folks who've never been on a bus, and you see that bus going down the street, and it looks all sleek and pretty with the deep tinted windows and all that, you don't know what's going on inside that bus. It may be all sleek and pretty, but maybe the AC is not working very well, and maybe there's too many people on the bus and it's a little bit stuffy in there. That operator is in a lot of tension. That operator has to be looking at sets of mirrors, right mirror, left outside mirror, a mirror inside the bus. Has to monitor their speed, the instrumentation, fare box, fare collection. They have to keep a schedule. They can't get ahead of schedule. They're trying to keep up with the schedule. They're dealing with traffic, with people cutting them off. I mean, like I said in another video, buses these days are a lot faster than the old clunkers we're used to. Some of these buses, they accelerate like cars. You see a bus that hit their left turn signal or right turn signal, but especially if they want to merge into your lane, let them merge. Because a bus is not going to travel on the left lane. If a bus gets in the left lane, it's to turn. So normally, like for example, if I knew how to turn I can make a left turn about a mile and a half from here. I'm gonna be in the left lane ready, so I don't have to change lanes the last minute. Bus doesn't have that luxury. A bus has to service the bus stops on the right and then change over and make that left turn. So they put their turn signal on. Let them merge. Chances are they're gonna be out of your way really, really quick. They're gonna make that left turn and they're gone. We got street sweeper up ahead, picking up all this dust. Let them do their job. And remember, when the operator is driving, they don't know what's going on behind them, what kind of people they picked up that day, what kind of issues people are dealing with. Somebody can snap. It's happened many times before, cause all kind of problems. What I'm trying to say, it's not an easy job. It's not an easy job. In fact, right now, when we're at a stage where jobs are plentiful, everybody has a help wanted sign out, and everybody needs employees. They cannot recruit enough operators. They raise the pay, and they still watch it, folks. And they still cannot get enough hire enough bus operators. So they're short. Sometimes they miss work because they're short of personnel. So anyway, that's my rant for today. We made it all the way to Florida City. And like I said, y'all please be positive. Look at the glass is half full, not half empty. Be kind to each other. Random acts of kindness sometimes multiply themselves. You do it to somebody and do it to somebody else. Yes, it's going to make you feel good. Being positive feels better than being negative. I assure you that. So, with that said, if you're on the street, please stay sober, don't drink and drive. You need all your skills to survive. 88 degrees in Florida City. Thanks for watching. T. Joe saying bye-bye.